Good morning, Mapos 2. You've done an amazing job with your writing. I am so proud of you. Most of you now have shown me completed work or almost completed work. If you have not finished or are lagging a little bit behind, today is a great day to catch up. I'm going to tell you what some people have done amazing job. Expanded noun phrases. Guys, you've been using great descriptive language, especially about Vasia's painting, of course. It's been fantastic. You have not shied away from using difficult words like swirled and blaring sounds, etc. That was just amazing stuff. You've also, most of you have done super well with your direct speech. There's one little thing that can be improved, and I'm going to tell you in a little while, but most importantly is for me to congratulate you on how good your direct speech is now. Most of you are putting your speech marks in front and just after the comma correctly. You are almost always telling me who is the speaker, and that is fantastic. A lot of you, most of you, have been able to tell me if the person was shouting something or asking something or just saying something or even murmuring something. That's amazing. Another thing you've been doing amazing is your conjunctions. There's a great variety of conjunctions in your writing, and that is super good. Congratulations. Next steps. I was telling you about direct speech. The one thing that could have been a little better on most of your writing, it's new speaker, new line. Remember, that's an important rule. Every time a person stops speaking and a new one's going to start, you go to a new line immediately. For example, if I write, "Look what I've done," screamed Vasia. Now I go to a new line. "What's it supposed to be?" asked Papa. Yeah, many of you have been writing those together. Right after the full stop, you started saying what the question Papa started. That can be a little confusing for the reader sometimes, because sometimes you lose track who's saying what at what time. It makes it a lot easier for the reader if you go to a new line. Something similar with paragraphs. It's another thing that we could improve. Remember your top tip rule. Every time you have a new topic or a new person or a new time, for example, when Vasia grows up and goes to the orchestra to listen, or when he goes to Munich he stops trying to be a lawyer and goes to Munich to be a painter, you switch to a new line because now it's a new place, it's a new time. Remember, sometimes they're similar, right? New time and new place start at the same time, then you start a new line. A new paragraph. That's something we could do a little better. You don't have to rewrite now, but maybe in your writing you can do a little red line where a new paragraph could have been, so you let me know that you've checked it and improved it, or you can just leave it and keep it in mind for next time. There are some run-on sentences still, not many. I'm very impressed at how good you are about using your full stops to separate your ideas. And if you want to put ideas together, you can always do that, but you always need a conjunction. You can use because, so, and, however. They're all great conjunctions that you can use. You know many of them. Okay? So today, make sure you go over your writing, look at the great things you've done, look at the things you could have done a little better. If you can fix them, do it, please. Read carefully again, see if you can add any full stops, any conjunctions, any capital letters missing here or there. After you do that, then you can go and check on your work. Remember, you have a triangle here. You can do one little line if you've done it maybe just one time. If you've never put any expanded noun phrases, you can leave it blank. If you've done just one around there, one or two, you can do two. If you've done a few, you feel comfortable using them, you can do 2 lines of this triangle, 1, 2. If you feel really comfortable and you can see that your writing is very descriptive, very lively, then you can do a full triangle here. Same with the rest. If direct speech, you've done some direct speech, but maybe you're doing a few mistakes on it. You're maybe keeping this little comma outside of the speech marks, or maybe you're forgetting to say who said the thing. Maybe then you just can put just one line. If you're doing it very comfortably, you can go for 2. If you're doing it comfortably and many times, you can do a full triangle. And so on with your conjunctions, commas in a list, contractions with an apostrophe, your question marks and exclamation marks that all of you are doing fantastically well with, your possessive apostrophes. When you talk about various things, you should have an apostrophe and an S, and of course full stops and capital letters. And lastly, if your writing makes sense, you read it back to yourself, make sure your writing makes sense. I want to congratulate you one more time for such great work. You make me very proud. Do your editing today, please, or finish your story if you haven't. Thank you.